Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. Today, with ringing our peace bowl, we affirm our collective hope for peace in the world. On this Memorial Day weekend, may we remember and honor our friends and family who are no longer with us. We acknowledge that these lands that we love are the ancestral lands of the Yavapai. For those present in the sanctuary, please stand in body or spirit and sing our opening song. Now, first, before we sing, a little bit about this. This song has been in my mind, I don't know why, for months. And if you remember Jackie DeShannon, Put a Little Love in Your Heart, I mean, it's just a good song to have in your head and think about it all day. Well, I, though, found a peppier version, so I just want you to know when we sing, we're going to really be peppy and upbeat. So everybody stand up and join me in Put a Little Love in Your Heart. Well, good morning and welcome to Granite Peak Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Prescott, Arizona. I'm Leslie Grady, your worship associate. Hi, everyone on Zoom. Nice to have you with us. We are happy to have Reverend Anthony Mtuaswa Johnson and his wife Lydia here with us. We extend a warm welcome to all. We're glad you are able to join us and hope you are in good health. This is the mission statement of our congregation. We are a compassionate, spiritual community that celebrates diversity, nurtures the personal and spiritual growth for all ages, shares our gifts, promotes justice for all, and serves the world we live in. Please join us after the service for coffee and socializing in small groups in Davis Hall. If you're viewing the service on Zoom, please join us for the breakout rooms after the service. If you're joining us for the first time, please check out our website at prescottuu.org for more information about us. And if you are here in person, there will be a time to introduce yourself at the end of the service. And then you can go into the sanctuary and have some coffee and goodies and get to know more of us. There are refreshments in Davis Hall after the service. Today we thank Reverend Johnson, Lena Huben, our pianist, Ainsley O'Donnell in the faith development, and all the Sunday morning volunteers. Now, you probably noticed that beautiful front door. Let's hear it for the door. Hey. Well, it wasn't here last Sunday. Well, our dear friend Dan Reardon and Dick Walter are the ones that put it on, and they're going to be putting one on the other door later. And then also, instead of the mail person having to shove the mail through the slot in the door, dear Russ Erickson, put up a mailbox. So, yay! Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay. You got it. All right. Please take a moment to put your phones on worship. Now our announcements. In addition to the announcements that were shown on the screen before the service, you can read about them in the Granite Peak UU, in the weekly newsletter, on the website, and Patty's videos, as well as we have some printed copies. Now this week in the email, you probably saw, this is going to be fun, there's a concert by Jose Batista, El Diablo del Corrido, Tuesday, June the 4th, from 6 to 8 here in Davis Hall. And it's for $10 donations plus tips. We're going to have Mexican snacks provided and drinks. And you can see Lena for more information. And there's dancing afterwards as well. So please join us for that. So today, for all children, Ainsley, O'Donnell is going to be the faith development leader over in the faith building across the street. But Sandra, our faith development coordinator, wants to thank, again, all the gentlemen who put together the faith development equipment and playground. So let's hear it for them. All right. Our handy people. So today, it's such a treat to be with Reverend Johnson. He's been with me with some of our Prescott Peace Builders activities, and he's here every year, and it's just my honor to be a worship associate for him. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about him. He was Mississippi-born, Chicago-bred. He's an ordained Unitarian Universal minister in Sedona. Speaker, writer, poet, producer, soldier, teacher, mentor, and elder. He is a Tai Chi practitioner, and his ministry is dedicated to removing unconscious debris and bias from the soil of the soul. All right, so welcome. So great to see you. Yeah. All right. We begin our service in the Unitarian Universal tradition of lighting the chalice. Our chalice lighter this morning is someone I know very well, Patrick Grady. As we light the chalice, may we imagine peace in our hearts, peace in our homes, imagine unity and kindness, friendship and love in the world. Imagine the beautiful inhale and exhale of tranquility, quiet, and calm throughout the universe. Words of gathering.
Good morning. I don't know if I'm ready for this peppy audience or not, but we'll give it a shot. Our words, the gathering words this morning, are the words of Thomas Merton. Thomas reminds us, within each of us is an instinct, an born instinct for newness, for renewal, and for liberation of our creative power. We seek to awaken in ourselves a force which really changes our lives from within. And yet that same instinct tells us that this change is a recovery of that which is the most deepest, most original, most personal within ourselves. Contrary to what you may have heard, to be born again is not to become somebody else, but to become ourselves. Gathering words. We have some music.
All right, so our opening hymn is Everyday People by Sly and the Family Stone. Now, I'm not expecting you to stand and dance unless you want to. I mean, I think we should maybe. But what I love about this version is that we have musicians that most of us know, including Yo-Yo Ma, playing this song, and you will see vignettes from all over the United States, maybe world, I can't quite remember, but I just love it. It's so positive and upbeat, so enjoy Everyday People. I love that. Every time I'm worship associate, I think I'll bring that. All righty, so now the covenant. So will you please join me in saying the words to our covenant? that are right there on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this congregation, the quest for truth its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve others in community, thus do we covenant together. Our beloved community is the heart of Granite Peak Unitarian Universalist congregation. As we experience a time of meditation and music, we will take a few moments to silently acknowledge the joys and concerns of our hearts and our minds. If there is an event which moves you to joy or concern, hope or gratitude, I invite you to come forward and silently drop a pebble in the water of our affirmation of our connection to one another. And Lena will play some lovely music. May our joys and concerns surrounded by the healing communal water of our beloved community be acknowledged here today. So may it be. Please sing these words of comfort, walking with you. Walking with you, walking with you is my prayer. As we prepare to take the offering this morning, Let us embrace the feeling of connection and community that we have when we gather here each week. Let us remember that this congregation and its programs are supported by your generosity. We also give back to the greater community through our Seeds of Support program. This month's recipient is Feed Your Neighbors at the Prescott Farmers Market. Please read about them in your order of service. To give online, the link is available in the chat, or you can also go to the website. Please enjoy Rainbow Connection. Lena will be playing that. I love that song. Thanks, Lena. We acknowledge the generosity of spirit expressed through this offering. What is given in love is received in gratitude. Blessed be. The reading for today is What is This Precious Love and Laughter by Rumi. What is this precious love and laughter budding in our hearts? It is the sound of a soul waking up. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens with a love like that. It lights up the whole sky. And now, Reverend Johnson.
Look what happens with a love like that. It lights up the whole sky. So good morning again, gracious ones, and the rest of y'all too. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you, and greetings to the folks on Zoom. The reason I keep showing up and my appreciation for Unitarian Universalism is summed up in the adapted words of the UU congregation of Dublin, Ireland. And they say, and I only needed to hear these words one time, and I never let them go. We do not ask what you believe or expect you to think the way that we do, but only that you try to live a kind and a helpful life with the dignity proper to that of a human being. So welcome all who believe that religion is wider than any sect and deeper than any set of opinions, including my own. So welcome all who might find in this fellowship, in our fellowship, strength, friendships, and as I like to say, things you can use in your daily life. So our message today is entitled The Gift of Pluralism. So what is pluralism, we might say? What do we mean when we say pluralism? How does it apply, or may it apply to you or me or us, again, in our daily lives? I'm kind of big on this daily living and things you can use. Yeah. We like to say, otherwise it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Pluralism is most often applied as we use it in conversation, referring to communities or societies, yeah? A pluralistic society is one where many different and diverse groups share power, and where people of different cultural backgrounds are allowed to keep their own traditions. We hear a lot about the term melting pot. Well, I believe in a different I prefer a salad. That way a radish gets to be a radish. A tomato is going to always be a tomato. Oh, and that attitude of that onion. Gotta have it. But when you put them all together in there, each with their own distinct flavor, what a salad. What a salad. Now, religious pluralism is the idea that people of different faiths and traditions, religious groups, can live and interact together, yes? Oh, y'all said yes so quick. Oh, I'm excited. So I have this thing about UUs. You know, they call and respond, well, you know. Y'all just made my day. So again, I prefer the metaphor of that salad. It's a coming together of different folks or groups, but the radish gets to be a radish, the onion gets to stay an onion, everybody. Now, one point I like to point out about pluralism is it's relevant to us as individuals, as well as when we think of communities or pluralistic societies, right? Because you and I, believe it or not, we don't have an identity. We have many identities, if you will. As Walt Whitman famously said, I am large and I contain multitudes. I offer so to you. But we rarely, if ever, step back to reflect on how those multitudes influence us and how they interact with each other. And without that reflection, sometimes our many identities end up what? Speaking into, as we say, they sneak into the driver's wheel and take over. So I offer that we spend just a little time getting to know our many selves. Your pluralism within. Which, by the way, is the theme of some of our looking at Lydia now, my beloved. Our soul matter circles, these are little groups in Sedona where we get together, and I always tease Unitarians. I say, what is a soul matters group? What do y'all do? Well, it's not a discussion group. It's not a book group. You aren't allowed to query, to give advice, or to counsel anyone. Well, what do? You listen. You listen. Offer that as a place of discernment, a place of wonder. What is it about what I'm saying to you that resonates with you, that takes you on a journey someplace for you? Without judgment, is there any resonance, any value for you we offer? I wonder how the moonflower feels about its sweet sister, the morning glory. What it must be to know that world knowingly and lovingly while you seek that solace hidden under a night sky, when the world has told you to hide. It is only the shadows that welcome you in. And while blooming in the dark has its beauty, no doubt, it's also a lonely way to live. And I don't blame you, who can blame us? His moon-drenched cousin for wanting to hide out. After all, we all know it gets kind of strange and lonely and dark out here sometimes, yeah? You and I are parched and we're picked over, told who and what we need to be, so that we will finally, beloveds, I offer finally let in, and so we may shapeshift just a little bit into our own original selves, until our masks become, sometimes, if you don't watch out, your mask will become your face. You don't want that. Want to see that real smile, that original face. That's when the pieces are allowed, the sun. We forget the parts that are buried deep within, in the cold earthen layers of time. Maybe that is what the moonflower is doing out there in the dark. Maybe it's not hiding after all. Maybe. But instead of trying to remember, like all of us, who it once was. Or maybe it knows who it is, and its blooming is a way of saying, come find me, I'm still here. You know, I have a thing about no matter when you meet someone and you say hello, all anyone is ever saying to you, try this on next time you meet somebody. They're saying, they have a question. Will you love me? Will you love me? I'm talking big love, not that love just for you and your beloved, or just the ones who live in your household, but big love. You have room for me. Will you love me? So maybe that means that it's just not about making it safe for other people, making it safe always for others. Maybe time to come out of the shadows. A reminder that you and I, we all have many parts, many pieces, buried somewhere in the dark. So friends, what do you say? Let's go find some pieces. Let's put ourselves back together. Let's take a gander at your personal pluralism. Let our gift of pluralism on this day begin with us and with our many, many identities. And for us to be okay with that. In addition to personal pluralism, I can't be in Prescott and not talk about political pluralism. Pshaw. We know all about the presidential elections and the gathering steam and the smoke and then the all kind of other irritants that are floating around. Possibly no other topic is pressing as how do we as a country move forward or move away from such a dangerous polarization and into a, dare I say, a healthy pluralism. Yeah? To be inclusive and diverse. Inclusivity is not how do we make you a part of what we are. How about how do we become more of what you are? Diversity is being invited to the party, but inclusion is being asked to dance. Shall we dance? I too have an idea. I have an idea of a path to a healthy pluralism. I wrote a poem about it. Want to hear it? For this time that we've gathered for this hour or so, but what if we didn't allow and we had a mantra that said, we know what's happening out there, but there would be no love dying here. Racism, violence, Unitarian Universalism, Judaism, all of those isms that come to mind. Important words, oh yes, for sure, absolutely. But not in this place, at this moment. Let us hold the child's eye. Let's be crystal clear. There will be no love dying here. Let us move inside the child's eye for just a moment. Just a moment. All those important words be damned. There will be no love dying here. Now we can name the places we watch, MSNBC and CNN or Fox or whatever you watch. You know the names of the countries, the provinces, the towns where beloved people are dying, where parched hearts prevail. But not now. For just a moment, not in this place. Let's be crystal clear. For now, there will be no love dying here. Now, there's also beyond this place, of course. It is also inside of you and inside of me. It lives right next to your adult prying eyes, inside of our adult thinking skull, alongside our adult adroit, always ready trigger finger, encased within our authentic, strategic anatomy. But let our adult self bow for just a moment to the place of the child's eye. Confused, pleading, looking, wondering, puzzled, and watery. So beyond dry. asking in all languages, known and unknown, one question. They used to say, why, Mommy? Why, Daddy? Why? Why? So, just for this moment, let us wrap ourselves in that eternal, forever why. Before the important words come back, we know they're going to return, for sure. Before we let them take over and force us to take cover, for just a moment, in this place, dear ones, in this place, can we say it together? There will be no love dying here. There will be no love dying here. One more time. There will be no love dying here. Someone asked me once, why do I write poetry? And I'm thinking, I better ask a better poet that question. So T.S. Eliot had this to say. Poetry may be, and poetry may make us a little more aware of the deeper, unnamed feelings which form the substratum of being human, of our very being, to which you and I rarely penetrate, Mr. Eliot said. For our lives are mostly lived how? In a constant evasion of ourselves. So what do you say? No more evasion for a while. Let our gift of pluralism this day begin with us owning and welcoming our many identities, our personal pluralism, in all its joy and all its pain. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. Coming back again.
You're welcome. So let's slow it down a little. Let's think about all the wonderful words that Reverend Johnson gave us to think about. Let's think about the way we want to live our lives and treat other people. And let's listen to our closing hymn, Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. And the closing words, Reverend Johnson?
Thank you, Brother Tim, for validating one of my truths, and that is the message is always in the music. Always be humble and kind. So our closing words I'll leave you with is an old African proverb. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Let's go together. Blessed be.
With the extinguishing of the chalice, our worship time has ended. But now our service begins. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Oh, it was so nice to see so many of you here today, and especially Reverend Johnson. Well, now it's time to invite the friends and visitors online to go to the breakout sessions. And I was wondering if there are any visitors here that would like to introduce yourself. Anybody today? Oh boy. Okay. Oh, thanks for coming. Well, I invite you now to take a moment to greet your neighbors, especially those visiting for the first time. Go out to the world, make it a special day, and have a great day. Thanks. Oh, whoa, Rick. For sure.
I know you're really tired of hearing this. However, I do want to clarify, because there's been a little confusion, that next week, the June 2nd, will be the presentation after the service about alternatives for the future of this building. We decided and announced some time ago, actually, there will be a week in between so to have a discussion after service. And the actual vote will be on the 2 weeks later. So I think that's the 16th. So that is what's going to happen. I think there's been a little confusion about the dates, but I just want to clarify that on the 16th will be the official congregational meeting. On the 2nd will be the presentation, and there will be a week to have a discussion about the details. So, a chat, a community chat.